The New England Patriots gave up Joe Milton to the Dallas Cowboys, Cowgirls, whatever you want to say. What is their next move at quarterback? Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out, even when I'm on spring break. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. So today we're going to jump into what should the Patriots do when it comes to their QB3 position. I'm going to tell you things that I think they could do, that I hope they do, possibly moving forward, but things that I hope they don't do reaching wise. One being this, Dillon Gabriel. If you know anything about Dillon Gabriel and his career, especially in college, when he was in college, he started at UFC under Robert Frost, which was a long time ago. And then, Scott Frost. Robert Frost, the author, my fault. Anyways, he started there. Then he transferred to Oklahoma. Then he transferred to Oregon. Now, he's had a pretty great career in the collegiate level. He was third place in Heisman this past year. He holds, I believe, a ton of records at obviously bunch of different schools. Here's his issue, though. One, he's older. Two, he's not tall, so 5'11", so probably more like 5'10". And then he's a lefty. And we know nothing against lefties. Lefties are great. But statistically in the NFL, you probably can't name 5 successful left-handed quarterbacks. Again, I believe the only one currently right now is Tua. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, devour me in the comments. That's fine. But again, not a huge fan of the whole Dillon Gabriel idea. But what I don't mind is if we jump into this real quick and we look into the quarterbacks. Now, let me preface with this. If the Patriots were to draft a quarterback, it would be because all the other boxes have been checked. Let me make that clear. So that means, hey, offensive tackle, left tackle, pretty much every position on the line, both defensive and offensively, sure, we check those boxes. Most likely, obviously, wide receiver, check those boxes. Running back, we talked about, checks those boxes. In a minute, we're going to talk about kicker a little more. I even think that needs to be checked before the conversation of quarterback even occurs. And even if they don't draft a quarterback, I'm totally fine with that. I understand, though, that they're probably like, hey, we're probably going to want to look at these guys or possibly even get someone who is undrafted. And I think that is more the case, bringing someone on and then saying like, hey, we'll throw them on the practice squad. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario type deal. Now, you look at these quarterbacks. The one quarterback, if he were to drop and surprise a lot of people, would be Jalen Milroe. I like Jalen Milroe a lot. Incredibly athletic, has a crazy arm. Honestly, you're like, it sounds like you're describing Joe Milton. Yeah, but he is one of those guys that he can be hit or miss in the NFL. I think a lot of these people are going to be hit or miss in the NFL. I think if I had to guess, most of these quarterbacks will turn out to be duds in the NFL or end up being like career second string quarterbacks. But I really like, if you watch him play at all at Alabama, he is incredibly athletic, can make great plays, and I think Josh McDaniels could do a lot with him. But it's one of those things that I even think that if Dillon Gabriel on this ESPN list is ranked 8th, Jalen Milroe is ranked 5th, it would be a reach for the Patriots to get him. But again, if the Patriots were to draft a quarterback, that is one that I really like. But again, it's a reach. Don't think it's worth it to get a quarterback. Wait till people are going into the post-draft, get someone who's signed as an undrafted free agent and throw them on the practice squad. I think that's probably going to be the Patriots' best bet. Again, unless for some reason someone the Patriots love drops, then, that's a possibility. But again, I actually think it's like I said, all the boxes have to be checked. Every single box. Every single position that is a need for the Patriots. And one thing they have not done is they have not talked to any quarterbacks, because they don't need to talk to any quarterbacks, because we know they have our boy Drake May. And then obviously they just acquired Joshua Dobbs. So again, it is highly, highly, highly unlikely. But again, if they were to make one, this is all speculation, Jalen Milroe would be the guy. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Not a Dillon Gabriel fan. Next, We look at special teams. Special teams coordinator Jeremy Springer, not Jerry Springer, RIP. Jeremy Springer, who is one of the of the coaches on that team, was retained by Mike Vrabel from obviously Jerry Springer from the Gerard Mayo year. It seems so long ago now, but Jeremy Springer has basically said, listen, we have scouted every single kicker in this draft, and there is going to be a kicking competition. And so when it comes down to it, you look at Romo, who is currently the only kicker on this squad. And I've talked about this in a past video, is the Patriots need to, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't switch on us. Sorry, that's my fault, guys. The Patriots need to get a kicker. And we've looked at a couple different kickers. The kicker from Miami, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The kicker from Pittsburgh, who is Ben Sauls. And that was, I believe, the first kicker they talked to. So expect a kicking competition to happen for the Patriots. Again, a lot of people have pointed out, well, Aaron, look, Romo, when he was at the Vikings, went, I think, 11 for 12. Yeah, that's true. I will give you that. But again, at that position, the Patriots, since Nick Folk, it's been abysmal. And Chad Ryland, he ends up exiting. He goes to Arizona, does a pretty good job. Joey Sly, if we're on pace for this, what's going to happen is the Patriots are going to, or Joey Sly is going to go to the Titans, which he's at, and he's absolutely going to ball out. And it's going to be a cycle for the Patriots till the Patriots finally find their guy. Again, I do not think Romo is the guy. I think that he was a safety valve for the Patriots. And I think moving forward, it's going to be most likely one of these younger players in the draft that is going to come to the Patriots, that is going to help this kicking game. Again, Mike Vrabel saw something in Springer where he is like, this guy is competent. He knows what he's doing. I want him to stay on special teams. I think that the kicking game is probably one thing he talked about where Mike Vrabel probably had a lot of confidence, obviously, in Springer. And so when it comes down to it, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Expect the Patriots to most likely draft a kicker later rounds. Again, they're going to go based on the how the player is obviously ranked on their big board, and hopefully need. We talked about how need, and then basically the skill, the ranking based on the Patriots. If those things collide, that's perfect. And so again, I think they're probably high on a couple kickers. So don't be surprised with one of these picks. If the Patriots pick a kicker, again, I'm locking it in. I think it will happen. So comment below, tell me what you think, whether it comes to the Patriots, if they were in one of the later rounds or undrafted. What quarterback would you like to see come to the Patriots as a third-string quarterback? As well, kicking-wise, what are your expectations for kicking this season? Comment below. Again, appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. We will talk later. Peace.